Listen, I don't know how to tell you this, but simply put, your mama don't dance. Now, don't take this as an insult, but rather an invitation for you to check out my reaction to this song. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. My name's Jorge, aka George. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. We have Your Mama Don't Dance by Loggins and Messina. First time ever hearing this song, to my knowledge, and it is a request by Brad Taggart. Thank you so much for your support. So this is going to be the second song that I react to, Loggins and Messina. The first one was just a few days ago, and it was, drum roll please, Danny's song. Okay, fantastic. It's gonna be really hard to top that song in my head from them. But I guess we're gonna find out if they have better songs, or at least up there. I'm seeing here in the description all the instruments and the people, and I think it's interesting because I'm doing reactions, but I also want to learn about music, right? I'm not a musician. I do have, I think, a good ear, and there's musicians in my family, singers, guitar players, and stuff like that. So I think it's cool that I'm already here. I might as well learn. So we have bass, vocal, Larry Sims, composer and lyricist, C sub song. Is that what is that? C sub song? Producer Jim Messina. Okay. Drums and vocals Meryl Brigant. Harmonica and vocal Kenny Loggins. Acoustic guitar, mandolin, vocal Jim Messina. Percussion Milt Holland. Organ, piano Michael O'Martian. Alto saxophone, fiddle, recorder, tenor saxophone Al Garth. And baritone saxophone, flute, oboe, recorder, soprano saxophone, tenor, it's just saxophone, John Clark. Oboe. I have heard that before. I forget what instrument that is. It's a high-pitched double reed woodwind instrument with a slender conical bore and a bell at the end. Very technical definition here. I think it's, I guess, similar to a flute. All right. Well, let's get into the song already. I know people are eager. You are waiting for the reaction. Well, here it is. Grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on, and let's begin.
Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. When evening rolls around and it's time to go to town, where do you go? To rock and roll. The old folks say that you gotta end your day by 10. If you're out on a date and you bring it home late, it's a sin. Just ain't no excuse, and you know you're gonna lose and never win. I'll say it again, and it's all because your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. When evening rolls around and it's time to go to town, where do you go? To rock and roll.
And the instruments are having a party.
Pull into a drive-in, find a place to park. You hop into the back to see where you know it's nice and dark. You're just about to move and you're thinking it's a breeze. There's a light in your eye and then a guy says, "Out of the car, long hair!" Louise, you're coming with me. We're local police. And it's all because your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll.
Okay. Rock and roll. You know what? I think I hadn't heard the whole song, but that phrase, your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. I had heard it somewhere, probably in a movie. First things first, we hit the like. I am subscribed to their other channel. I guess I'll subscribe to the topic, and I'll have a link of the original video down in the description below. This is hold on here. This is very funky. In the like, this sounds like the stereotypical like heart and fundamental rock and roll, like how it started. It reminded me a bit of like Chuck Berry, of Elvis. It's just that piano, how they go on those riffs, and they're like very energetic, especially for the time. It seems like something that you would hear is like the most maybe like outgoing, spontaneous, like energetic, maybe like rebellious type of music of the era compared to everything else they had. And I was thinking about the different generations while listening to this, right? Because it says, your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. Meaning to me that, you know, the parents of this person, of said person, are old-fashioned in a different, you know, kind of I just mixed like two words there, like vibe than the youngster. And it's probably because if this came out in what, 1972, then this person's parents were part of the greatest generation, and they were born maybe like 1930, something like that, which was a very tough time to have grown up, right? So those are the type of people that are very strict. Like in my case, they would be like great grandparents, right? And they had a tough life. It was a colder world back then. So I don't think they were, you know, down to get groovy with this music. But this person is growing up, they're young, and it's like, okay, when your parents are not around, what are you going to do? How are you going to get some rock and roll in your life? So it's about like this person discovering, right? Maybe going out, you know, getting to know, you know, social environments, more like, I guess, yeah, just like a fun, entertaining atmosphere that is filled with music, and music such as this one. So that's what I was, in my head, I was like forming a picture of this and like trying to understand this person, and it actually reminded me a bit of Back to the Future, like Marty versus his parents, right? And if you have seen the movie, then you understand kind of like what I'm picturing here, the dynamic. Did I look up the, I just want to double check the year for this. What's going on here? Oh, paste. Yes, 1972. Okay, interesting. I just checked out another song from 1972. Just One Look, Linda Ronstadt. So a lot of great music from the 70s I'm discovering, and it's good to get back into it at you know, to a certain extent. And other songs I haven't heard, or heard a little bit. I'm more of a fan of the 80s because that's music I absolutely grew up with and I heard, right? The 80s classics. But taking a step back further into the 70s, it helps me like build the history of music in my head, right? Because I'm learning as I go, and it gives it more context and how it progressed and it you know, evolved over the years. So I think this is a really cool song, and completely different from Danny's song, right? It's just, this is like, I guess maybe their rock and roll hit, and the other one was way more like sentimental and stuff like that. But either way, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.